Are you ready? Yeah. Cool. Are you ready? Awesome. Whoa!
G'day, Aussie gamers. This is the Aussie Gamers Express video game podcast. The podcast that brings you news, reviews, and video game-themed fun. Get yourselves set. It's time to hand you over to your hosts, Lucas and Aaron, to display a complete disregard for political correctness.
Hello everyone, I am Lucas, or also known as LewkOne, and this is episode 115. Today is Thursday, the 25th of February 2016, and it is scheduled for a 41 degrees Celsius day here in Sydney. Also with me is my great pal, Aaron, who's also known as Red. Welcome back to this week's show, my friend.
Thank you. I've got something to say about your temperature gauge.
Oh yeah, and it's a massive week this week. We've got a lot to talk about. But Red, what have you got to say about the temps here in Sydney? Didn't even see that coming. What's the temperature down in Tasmania where you are, like 8?
No, it's 12. I shut my legs.
Rightio. Alright, before we start, here's this week's show in preview. First up, we'll have video game discussion, and then we'll go into video game news. And in the news this week, we've got Pay More. No. And in the
EA.
And in the news, we've got Play More, Pay Less, which I think we'll all like, Xbox Live Games with Gold, and PlayStation Plus free games for March, Fallout 4 Season Pass pricing, FPS Surges to the consoles, Carmageddon is also coming to the consoles, and the PlayStation 4 is to become a little bit more holy. After that, we'll do What's That Sound, and Red will head to the pub, and it'll be your shout once again, you poor bastard. It's your shout every week.
Yeah, boy.
Then we'll bring the show home for another week. So, without further ado, first up in video game discussion, Red, tell me about what you've been playing.
Yes, I know you've got quite a stacked roster, so I'll purge mine real quickly. Go figure, Rainbow Six. I know Roy Boy, I keep hearing it. He goes, "Your game talks the same every fucking week." Rainbow Six, Rainbow Six, Rainbow Six. Well, what you have to understand is I'm a very obsessive, compulsive person. I find a game I like, I tend to give it the love it deserves. Currently level 75. I've unlocked both operators, not by way of season pass, but by saving up the renown. So that was 50,000 renown for the pair of them. I rate Frost higher than I rate Buck, but hey, they're there. I've got nothing else to spend my money on except for ludicrously priced camos. So
hang on, I've got to stop you there. Am I right in thinking that Frost, your preferred character out of the 2 extra DLC characters or added characters,
is a woman?
Is the female?
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
She's got bear traps and like an old school 9mm machine gun. Love it.
Lovely.
I played a little bit more Rory McIlroy PGA. This was seemingly a very obtainable platinum, but I think my personality is going to take over, and I'm not just going to ruin the game for myself by doing I think there's about 190 challenges, and they're repetitive with what you do, but as you get further into them, they just get ludicrously hard. So it's like land 8 shots in a target, and you need to land 7 or 6 of them in the middle to get a star, if you know what I mean. You get to that last one, and you fall 50 points short. It does my face in, so...
Although, considering... I have to make mention, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, we were talking about how trophies have gotten a bit grindy.
Yep.
This is that's kind of what I asked for.
Because true.
As much as it's a grind, I suppose there's a whole heap of them, but essentially you could get. Well, that's not a trophy in itself, is it? That one that you were just talking about, that's just part of having to get all the stars or something, is it?
No, you got to get the 350 stars, but you actually have to complete every one of them at least with 1 star. for another trophy.
For another one? Also, there's 2 tied up. But I remember I was discussing about how I wanted trophies to be a little bit more skill-based rather than just play this game for a million hours. That's kind of a little bit what I was asking for. It's probably a little bit of both. Bit grindy.
I understand that, but it you know how last week I was talking about how it felt real hollow?
Yeah.
It feels like this has just been crammed in and on a massive scale of just content that's... Like, I could have understood, 20 challenges per course, doing 50 or 60 of them, but 180 is just doing the same thing. There's only so many things you can do. In golf, there's driving, chipping, putting.
Well, that reminds me of the trophies that you had, the Riddler trophies from Arkham Knight.
Yeah, see, that's the only trophy other than a New Game Plus that I haven't got on that.
Yeah, it is a little too. Although, I guess not as.
At least the Riddler trophies had substance.
Yeah, but after a while you start to get a little bit tired of it. It's too much, isn't it? It does feel like a little like a cheap and easy way to create hours of gameplay. Yeah, content. Yeah.
Yeah. All filler. All filler. So then, but on the other hand, I'm enjoying the odd round of PvP with Nick and Roy and whatnot. That's been a lot of fun. Moving on. That's about it. That's my rant on Rory McIlroy. Don Bradman Cricket. I finally popped my 2VAI online virginity the other night with Roy.
You what?
It is.
What'd you do?
They with the recent update that came about 2 weeks ago, they've enabled co-op.
Oh yeah.
So I tried that out for the first time the other night. We first started off playing a test match, got bundled for about 90, and then we bowled for about 2 hours, about an hour and a half, 2 hours without any success. It's like maybe we should do a one-dayer. We got bundled for about 50 in the one day. So fuck it, let's do a T20. On easy, so we've seen that through, but it was more about the laughs rather than the success in game, because it's really funny. Like, I don't know if you can remember, you used to press square to run between wickets or circle to cancel.
Yeah.
One person does one, and the other person can either add to it. So if you press square to run, and then I press square to run at the same time because I was excited, you'll go for 2 runs.
Right.
But if Roy pressed square to run and I hit circle, it would stop both players.
Right, yep.
So it was all a bit about stealing the strike and trying to take control of everything, and it just ended up being really, really funny. Just highly rate that. It's not the last time I'll be doing that. That's for damn sure.
You got to make sure when you're communicating that you don't use the word go.
Yeah, that's Roy, because Roy be going, no!
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because it sounds a lot like no. So if you call out no, you might run thinking you said go. So maybe I think they use in cricket, don't they? They say wait.
Yeah, that's what Roy was shouting through the mic. Waiting, you go.
Wait, and then maybe go or something. That's 2 different sounding words.
Yeah, so that's just the fucking game that just keeps on giving back. Yeah, I copped a bit of flack. It was more humour rather than prejudice that I paid $99 for it, but fuck, that's earned its money back.
Did you pay $99 for it?
Oh, and 95 cents.
Oh! I thought you were about to tell me
if an AFL game come out, I'd pay $100 for that too.
Oh, you're a wood duck.
Speaking of AFL, a mate knocked on my door the other day and dropped off AFL Live 2 on the PS3. So I've created myself a slightly plump-looking AFL player and stuck him in the pocket. He does fuck all, just like me. but I've started a bit of a career on that, and I've been having a run around. It's ever since we're inspired to reset up the PS3s, and now I've got the PS3 out here next to the PS4, and it's all plugged in. It's just a switch of the remote to turn it over now. All HDMIs are properly set up and tucked away. It's nice being able to flick across. And I figured out, well, I didn't figure it out, it was common knowledge, but I seen yesterday, you know how when you've got the PS Plus on the PS3 and it gives you the notifications when you turn it on, what's updated, what's not?
Yes.
It syncs your trophies.
Yes, it does.
So that's probably why at 3 o'clock in the morning Netflix goes for about 3 minutes and then stops, and then goes for 3 minutes and stops. It's because the PS3 is trying to drudge up trophies from fucking 1882.
Yeah, I think the trophies, like one trophy on the PS3 was probably about 1,500 megabytes worth of data by the amount of time it takes to sync the pieces of shit.
Yes, that's almost all the console games, actually. Oh no, Dying Light the Following. We tried to create a bit of a bloody, what do you call it? What do they call those things?
I don't know. What'd you create?
We were running around an obstacle course.
Oh, right, yep.
Yeah, see, I'm not too familiar with running around on things, so it didn't come to mind too quickly. But we played some Following. I think we may have touched on it last week. I haven't done too much more, but good DLC, good expansion.
Have you tried the? Because I don't think I mentioned it the other week when I talked about it. Actually, I don't think I've talked about finishing it. I think I'd still had a little bit to go. I've finished it now, but I don't think we mentioned that along with the Following, you get those extra community-made maps. I think there's 4 or 5 of them. And what they are, they're made by the community. I'd imagine that it was made by the PC community, and then they've ported them over to the console just for an extra few things. So they're completely separate to the actual game, but they're just using the same engine. And the one I played that I was particularly impressed with was the PT demo sort of remake. I mean, it's not exactly like PT, but it's got that feel to it where you're going around in circles and things just change. I thought that was actually quite good and very, very scary. It was just on edge the whole time. It was very well done. So there's an extra bits in there that I didn't know were coming. And I'm not sure if it's part of the update or if it's part of the Following DLC. So you may have it for nothing, or you may have to actually get the Following. I'm not 100% on that.
No. You get it for nothing. That's part of the enhanced edition. I can verify that because I re-downloaded it in anticipation for the Following.
Yep.
And previous to owning the Following, because we got it on the PS Store.
And you had it
later. I had it. Yeah, I went in there to double check. I had my character, my save file, and everything done.
Oh,
and then there it was.
That's really good. That's heaps good, because I mean, there's not heaps of it there, but there's a bit of replayability on all of those ones, and they're not easy to do. There was one that I tried as well that looked like it was kind of like a bit of a little, like a tiny arena where there was just heaps of zombies, and it was pretty hard. Like, you had no weapons, and there were a couple of weapon caches around that you had to get to, but it takes time to open them up. So
oh wow,
you have to try and keep the zombies off you to give you enough time to open it up. But the second that you try to open up, they just verge on you and hit you from behind, and you can't open the thing. So it was really hard. I only gave it a little try, but I want to go back to that. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Well, look, just off on the beaten path, Techland, whether you follow them on Twitter or Facebook, their official Following page, bloody Dying Light page, they've always been about the community, always giving back, always communicating what's going on, and those open letters from the CEO and everything like that, and like that water challenge they had for free DLC they were giving everyone. I know it was only little bits and pieces and cosmetics and whatnot, but it was still something they didn't have to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of developers can take a little note out of that book, and it's been quite impressive.
Yeah, Techland have done a very good job. They've provided a top-notch product, and the support has been nothing but perfect since it was released as well. It's fantastic.
Dead Island 2.
Yes, please make Dead Island 2.
We went for a little jet boost last night in Rocket League together. That was refreshing. It was for probably about half an hour before you knocked off.
Yeah.
That was refreshing. That was a lot of fun. I still love getting in there and getting amongst it and getting full turbo and just flying erratically at the ball through the air.
But what about us? Aren't we a derogatory couple of arseholes to play against sometimes, though?
You're getting amongst it.
I accidentally scored a own goal. Like, I just flat out hit the ball in for them. Right? It was a mistake. I fucked up, and the other team popped up in a little chat. Thank you. Oh, and that made my blood boil. I was like, oh, it was a mistake, and now he's rubbing it in. So then every single goal that was scored, no matter how it was scored, and it didn't even need to be a goal, just every now and then, we just all wrote thanks.
And I seen a word there that I didn't understand the meaning of. I was wondering if you could elaborate what Giphy means.
Oh, you know.
but the listeners mightn't.
Well, they might not know, but it's not a word. It's not Giphy. It's GFY. And if you don't know what GFY stands for, Red, you can go fuck yourself.
Getting amongst it. The blood boil, but you didn't lose your shit. Like sometimes, like even myself. This is not personal. Just you only, Roy, myself, you, Nick, everyone that I played Rocket League with. You can crack the shits and then really fucking and you just lose total concentration.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking knuckled down and we got them back.
Yeah, we did all right. I've got plenty more time for Rocket League. It's a great game. It looks beautiful too. I don't know if it's just me but last night when I was playing it with you, it just looked like
polished.
It looked a lot more polished. The game does run a lot better now since the last update. The frames are better. The ping rates, I've not had a shit ping in a while either. And there's just a shine on the maps and the cars. It just looks like they've done a lot of work to it. Just to, if to the untrained eye, you won't notice it. It's just still Rocket League. But
you had to point it out to me.
Yeah, and it's just a couple of things. Like there was a bit of glare in the sky, like a bit of flaring off I think it was the moon, and the textures look shiny and new, and it just they've just touched up a fair bit. I think it looks nice.
Yeah, and there's one thing I want to try with you next time that we're on Rocket League. I thought I noticed last night because we were playing casual, weren't we?
Yes, yeah.
I think the cars are slower. Whether it be the acceleration, the whole game last night, I think we played 3 or 4 rounds, it just felt a little bit pulled back from a ranked game because I'm used to playing ranked flat out. I think there might be a slight difference there.
All right, now I'll not that I want to say you're wrong, but just I don't think it's different. You must also take into consideration that we don't usually play 2-on-2. That might have been the difference because we were playing 2-on-2 last night. Now the 2-on-2 game is probably going to be less hectic than a 3-on-3 and 4-on-4.
No, I always play 2v2 ranked.
Okay, maybe we'll have to check. We'll have to check.
Either that or everyone, because I even made note of it last night. I said the opposition dude. I said, dude, don't like his circle button. He wasn't boosting around and.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look into it.
We'll test the theory. Yeah,
I'm happy to.
Really quickly to wrap up, I have been playing frickin' Candy Crush Saga and Candy Crush Jelly.
Oh God.
Oh no, Prue goes, can you send me a life on Candy Crush? I'm like, oh, okay. So I said, well, send me the invite then, because they got these little catch now. You do 20 levels, and then you got to wait 72 hours to unlock the next 20 unless you want to pay for it, or get your friends, or invite new friends to sign up and get them to send you the tickets. So, yeah, it's a little bit sneaky. So I tried to help Prue out, got them. She didn't get the ticket, and I got the obsession.
Oh, right.
And I think there was one other thing. Oh, yes. We lost another clan war.
Yes.
Clans.
Yes, we've lost about 4 now, or 5. I don't know how many we've done, but we've lost every single one of them.
Yeah, I know, but I won 2 battles. It's easy when you're playing 8 and 9.
I lost them all. That's it. I'm going to battle 10 next time, the lowest. I'm just going to smash him.
Yeah, smash it.
I don't care.
Abolished.
Far out.
Can you beat LewkOne's score? No.
Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, we lost another one. We'll keep trying. We'll have another go. I'm upgrading a bunch of stuff at the moment, so...
Yes.
We'll
and last but not least, I've played some Gravity Rush Remastered, but we're going to touch on that in a lot more detail next week, so stay tuned.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. All right, so I'll run through mine. I'm going to give you the quick and easy ones first. That's how you like it, Red, quick and easy.
Oh, yeah.
First one, yeah, Rocket League, we talked about that. Second one, Goat Simulator. Started playing a bit more Goat Simulator. I realised how stupidly easy the Platinum Trophy is. So I'm gonna hunt that down, because it's also fun to play as well. And yeah, it's just a whole bunch of messy programming gone right, if you will. It's fun. I had a guy at work ask me, because he's a friend on my PSN, and he said, why the fuck are you playing Goat Simulator? He obviously doesn't know anything about the game. And I said, why? And he goes, because I saw the picture of it that you were playing it, and it's just a picture of a stupid looking goat with a dumb look on its face. And I said, it's actually a fun game. Like, there's no point to it. All you do is accumulate points for nothing. You unlock things and upgrades and mutators and stuff like that, which really only serve the purpose to cause more havoc and more stupid things that happen. The game's full of bugs. Bugs in that game are a feature because they add to the hilarity. It is a fantastic time-wasting game. When I do get the MBN, which is in like 48 days, I'm counting. That's definitely going to be a chill-out stream game for me, so you can look forward to that if you can. But I enjoy playing it, and I'm going to try and platinum it. So there's not really a lot of skill required for the platinum, and a lot of the tasks that you need to do, you could just touch the touchpad, which puts you into slow-mo, and you can control like 10,000 times easier in slow-mo, so it's pretty cool. There was one where you got to bounce up and down on a trampoline 100 times in 30 seconds. So all you got to do is go into this where there's a trampoline with a roof above it, so you don't fly up into the air. But you bounce up and down really fast, you lose control and fling off. If you put it on slow-mo, you can easily adjust your trajectory because it's slow. So you can do stuff like that, and it just makes it easier. It's cool. But yeah, so I've been playing that. Move on. I played a little bit of Helldivers last week with Reprimere. Jason, my nephew, was down staying with me, so we played some couch co-op. I didn't actually know it had couch co-op, but it does. And that game's fun to play. It's kind of not a game that I would sit down and play it for 5 hours a go, or play it over and over every day or something like that. But coming back to it, you remember how decent it is. It is a good game. It's a bit strange the way it's set up. There's no sort of direction onto which levels to do and things like that. You just go and do whatever you want. It kind of feels like a really, really advanced free-to-play mobile phone game on your console.
Yeah, fair call.
But plays like a AAA for twin-stick shooter or whatever. It's actually a really good game. So I've been playing a little bit more of that. The Division Open Beta. Red, I played that a little bit with you.
I did not touch on that.
No, you must have forgot about it. The only time that I've had a very busy week. The only time I got to play that, I was a little bit under the weather, and by under the weather I mean inebriated, and by inebriated I was flat out drunk.
Yeah, that was sick. Literally, because we got to within 4 minutes from the end of the mission. Go, guys, I gotta go. yeah,
that's it.
What?
I'm sure that was pretty close to the end of the level, and yeah, it just came to a point where my head just went, turn it off. My head turned into a sturdy wife. My head went, turn the fucking game off and go to bed. You're about to die in real life. And I had nothing left in me. I needed to quickly get off that game and drag my ass to bed. Otherwise, I was just going to pass out on the lounge and wake up with a fucked neck, which I have now anyway, by the way. But the new mission, I don't remember any of it.
It rocks.
But I do remember playing with you, Nick. Who else was there?
Beaver.
Was Beaver in there, was he? Good on you, Beaver.
Yeah.
I do know that I will enjoy that game, and I would definitely have that game day one. So it was cool. So it was nice of them to open the beta and also give an extra mission. So that was neat. All right, I'm going to move on to the first game that I want to actually tell you a fair bit about. The first one is Layers of Fear. I reviewed this game on Steam, played it on my PC, and it's a horror game, okay? It is available on the PlayStation 4. I've recently realised that it's not available on the Xbox One in Australia as yet. And I think it's got something to do with Xbox and their rating system and how they rate their games. So it's not out as yet. But it is on the PlayStation 4 and it is on PC Steam. And I played through that one. It took me about 5 hours to complete. And it can take a little bit longer if you want to take your time and have a look at things and read things a little bit more. But at Red, as you know, that's not really my style. I kind of just like to keep progressing. And the way to describe what Layers of Fear is like, it is very... Well, it's not the same game as PT, the Silent Hills demo, but it has... It looks like it's taken inspiration from it. Now, it's probably being made at the same time, if not before PT, so I don't say it's copied or anything like that. But it's got these really cool effects that I like, and I wish a lot more games would employ this kind of feature, and not necessarily horror games, but all games. Now, you walk into a room, right? And you look around and there's no doors. There's the one door that you've entered in through. And you look around and you think, what the fuck am I meant to do in here? Now, what are you going to do if you can't find something to pick up or a button to press? What are you going to do, Red? What's your next move?
You walk out.
Walk out. That's exactly right. The only thing is, in this type of game, you turn around to walk out and the fucking door's gone.
Oh, wicked.
So then you're now in a room with no doors. Okay. What do? You turn around. You have a
look up and down.
There you go, Red. You've just hit the nail on the head.
Oh, my bad. Jumping the gun.
No, that's right. You would do well playing Layers of Fear, because that's the kind of thinking you need to have to finish this game without raging and going for a walkthrough. You need to think, if you go back and there's no door, you have to look. And you might think that you've looked everywhere, but the game will soon prove to you, no, you didn't. So it's not a terribly hard game, but as long as you keep an open mind and think outside the box, you'll generally proceed quite well. And this game was really up my alley because I think I'm a little bit creative like that, and I went really well with it, not to float my boat too much. Probably the biggest downfall is I was expecting this game to scare the shit out of me and turn my white pants brown. I didn't find it bone-shakingly scary. You know how you've heard me and you've played
Isolation.
Alien Isolation.
That's the benchmark.
That game scared the shit out of me even when nothing was happening, right? Because it fed me fear that something might happen, and I don't know when and how. Whereas what Layers of Fear does is almost teaches you.
Oh, don't say predictable.
Yeah, it is. It does.
It becomes predictable.
Yes, because it teaches you what's going to happen and how things are going to happen, because it does tend to repeat.
Until Dawn done that.
Yes, and that's what the horror games...
predictable, yeah.
That's what horror games fall into. There was actually a part where it almost just told me what was going to happen. I walked down a hallway and there was a sign above the door that said, "Don't turn around."
Oh, so did you?
Yes, of course I fucking turned around.
Yes!
And yeah, like that. There was, "Way!" There's a fucking... scared the shit out of me. Yeah, and there's stuff like that, and it does use a little bit of the horror cliches, like the scary dolls, scary children's room with, the toy box, twinkly sort of music and stuff like that, and jump scares. Yeah, things being thrown across the room, rats scuttling across, windows opening and shutting. I think I've just spoiled just about every jump scare in the game now.
Oh, that's almost answered my first question.
What's that?
What's the precedence of the horror? Is it like Poltergeist or Supernatural or Ghost or something mortal? Or
now, what it is, the underlying sort of the reason why all that sort of shit is going on, I won't answer that. I'll give you the sort of the the build up, the setup of the game. You're playing as a artist, a painter.
Yep.
That's the layers of Fear, like painting on a canvas and the layers. Because essentially there's levels. I think there's 6 levels where you've got to go. Once you get to the end of said level, you pick up an item, you return back to the easel, and you paint an extra bit on the painting until you eventually reveal what the painting is, right? So you're a painter who's obviously had a bit of shit going on in his life. Most artists are nuts.
Left of centre thinking.
So I think I'll leave it at there. I think I've told enough, and it all stems from there. So you interpret it however you wish, whoever plays the game, on what is actually going on. But when I finished the game, I was not disappointed. It was a short game, a 5-hour game. I didn't think it needed to go for longer. I didn't think it dragged on. I wasn't particularly fussed to the fact that things were reused, because even though they were reused, it was still presented in a different way. And there were a couple of moments. This game at most gave me goosebumps and made the hair stand on the back of my neck. You know, that kind of feeling?
Yeah, the thriller.
But the jump scares didn't actually make me jump.
Yeah, but I'm a little bitch.
Yeah, I don't know. They will make a lot of people jump. I was playing the second half of the game with Reprimir. He was sitting watching me play. He is a little bitch, and he jumped. He fucking hated it. He didn't want to. He's like, I'm never playing this game. He goes, I don't mind watching it, but I will not play that game. So some people will find this frightening, but yeah, just for me, it was just sort of creepy, sort of goosebumpy, rather than or anything like that. There is a review up on our website, www.aussiegamersexpress.com. If you want to have a look at the review, I would appreciate that. Check it out.
One last question for the viewers,
sure.
For the listeners. Is it worth $30?
Well, yes and no.
If it's your thing, if it's your bag, then yes.
Yeah,
if you're unsure, no.
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, look, if you're unsure, I reckon like a $10, $15 sale is probably a go. I think the Aussie price should have been $20 because it's $19.95 everywhere in the world, but here it's $29.95. You know, go figure. But look, it is a good game. So if you do really enjoy those type of games and what I've just described, yeah, $30 you'll get your money's worth. I think it's definitely a good game. So it's $30 for 5 hours. It's a little bit of a premium, but when you consider what we pay for 10-hour games, yeah, not bad.
Yeah, cool.
All right, I'll move on to Unravel because I'm going to save my most impressive one to last. Unravel is a side-scrolling platformer game that's come out in the last week or so, and that's available on the PS4 and the Xbox One. I think that's it. I don't think it's on PC. Now, that one you play as a little lovable red character that kind of looks like a little devil named Yarny. Now, the biggest attraction to this game for me was how beautiful it looked and how smooth the gameplay appeared as well. And it also brought back memories of like Little Big Planet, although the gameplay's not Little Big Planet-y at all. It is really...
Just the feel, though.
Yeah, just... and
you get the feel from the trailer, even.
Yeah, and it has a really nice, calming sort of feel to it, like the atmosphere that it brings you into. It's just very calming, very homely.
That's an innocent vibe.
Oh, absolutely. And it starts off with a little bit of a cutscene, which they've used top-notch animators to create the scenes, because there's an old lady who I would assume is a bit of a knitter, and she's doing a knitting, and she gets up and goes upstairs, presumably to go to bed, right? To call it a night, if it wasn't already. And a red ball of yarn falls down and unravels. And from that we get our little character, Yarny. Okay, so he's made 100% out of a yarn, so wool. He's a red woolen little humanoid creature with a devil-like head. Now, by devil-like head, he's got kind of pointy ears. That's pretty much the extent of it. The rest of his design looks very nice. And you walk across the kitchen, walk into the next room, and there's like a couple of shelves that you would generally find in a home with photos and things on it. And the photos are your window to the levels. So you go up to the first level, you look at it, and it loads up your level, right? And I've got to say, these levels, as much as they're very beautiful looking, well designed, and the puzzles are fantastic, they're really, really long. Like, a typical platformer might take you 5 minutes, maximum.
5 to 8 minutes. Yeah.
I've spent half an hour, 40 minutes doing these levels. Like, I've stopped when I first started playing it. I was thinking, is the game just one long linear sort of level? But no, they're just really big, and you will span quite a few different environments in the one level. Excuse me for a sec. And it's I like that. It's really good. And yeah, as I said, the levels are very photorealistic. It is ridiculously good how good they look, and Yarny integrates with the level, the background, flawlessly. It looks fantastic. Now, the biggest gameplay changer here that makes it different to all your other sort of side-scrolling platformers is that Yarny can use his strands of yarn as like a lasso, so you can swing it up onto other bits that you can grab onto, which are signified by a little bit of yarn being sort of woven around it, and then you can climb up it like a rope. And then if you climb up something, you can press the square button or the X button, depending on what you're playing it on, and you'll tie a piece of your yarn to it, so that way if you fall off, you don't have to lasso it again, you're still attached, right? And then you can climb up and do those sort of things. You can make like a slingshot by tying your yarn to 2 different pieces and then slingshotting off it. Use your yarn as a ramp, so tie it to the ground and tie it to a thing and push things up it if you need to get objects across. Now, another thing as well that plays a lot into it, you can't waste your yarn. So if you climb up somewhere and you go back and then back over again, you're sort of raveling yourself around it, and you're wasting your yarn, because as you proceed to the right, so as you go through the level, you're unraveling, as the name suggests. So if you go too far and waste all of your yarn, you eventually become all gaunt and you've run out of yarn, and then he starts pulling on it, as in, I can't go any further, and you can't. You have to go and find more yarn to add to yourself to progress. And when you find more yarn, that then becomes like a checkpoint.
That was my first question.
Yeah, so I've had a couple of occasions where I've run out of yarn and had to double back and change the way I did the previous puzzle to use up less yarn, so I can progress and make it to the next checkpoint, or the next refill, if you will. And yeah, the levels are long. I haven't finished it yet because they are so long. I don't know how long the game actually goes for. It's showing quite a lot of length and replayability with collectibles, etc. So it is
just goes to prove, because we surmised that it'd be quite short, that if you got a full 10 hours from EA Access, that you'd have the game done and dusted.
Oh yes, to clarify that, not that. Well, I guess if you haven't bought the game, you can still do that. However, you do have 10 hours access on the EA demo, but it's only 2 levels.
Yeah.
So you don't have open rain. Whereas sometimes with EA access, it gives you open rain to the whole game, but only for 10 hours. Well, this one it has that, but not open rain. It's only 2 levels. So you can play those 2 levels for 10 hours if you wish, until you buy the game. And if you do that on the Xbox, actually, it is on Origin as well, so it is on PC. I just remembered the review thing that I did for it, for anticipated games on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
yeah, so if you do progress, do those first 2 levels and you purchase the game, your progress will continue from there. You don't have to start again, which is pretty neat. So if you get all the collectibles and do everything in those 10 hours, you can continue on. You don't have to replay it, which is nice. So the game is a very, very solid platformer. Some of the puzzles are really bullshit hard, but if you slow down, the solutions are in front of you. Everything is there that you need. You just need to work out the most efficient way to go. So as a platformer, puzzling platformer, I can't see a problem with this game, which means 10 out of 10. It's fantastic. 10 out of 10. I haven't finished it, so it's a very early predictive score, but that's the enjoyment that I've gotten from it so far. So I can do nothing but recommend it at this point in time anyway.
For its gameplay only, or does it have a narrative?
Now, the narrative itself, that's a yes and a no. No, there is no words and there is no dialogue, but you do learn a lot of things on what's happening through actions, through body language, and through what actually happens on screen. So yes, there is a progressive story, but you need to pay attention because it doesn't just tell you what's going on.
Excellent. So the story unravels as well.
Yes, it does. Exactly. So I can't tell you what's going on because I haven't played enough of the game yet, but it kind of looks like a journey to discovery and finding old memories through the photographs that you go through.
Yep.
And I don't know, Yanni may stand for... like Yanni might be a metaphor rather than an actual creature. So I don't know. I'm going to have to finish it and maybe come back to answer that a little bit better because I'm not 100% sure as yet.
Yeah, it feels like as you're running out of life force, if you will, when you're unraveling. So it could be a progression of time or a lifespan or something. So that's got me real intrigued.
Yeah, it's a great game. All right, now move on to another fantastic game that brings a little bit of controversy along with a lot of enjoyment that I got out of it as well. And this game is called Firewatch. Now, before Firewatch was launched, I only learnt that it existed through a post on Reddit, and I watched the video of gameplay, right? And this, I watched way more than I should have. This is the kind of game you need to go into absolutely blind, and you'll get really good enjoyment out of it if you enjoy a good story. Now, I watched it for about 40 minutes, and I just decided I am playing this game. This game looks amazing. Now, I would describe Firewatch more as a walking simulator story experience because there isn't actually any gameplay like at all in the game. It's really just exploration and following the story as it progresses along. You play as a guy named Henry, and I'm going to intentionally ignore the very first opening scene of the game because I don't want to spoil any of it. I have to mention a little bit. I can't say ignore because I have to say a little bit about it. The opening scenes of Firewatch really hit home for me. Now, not exactly, but it was very much along the lines of an experience that I went through back in 2012, where it had me crying. I shed tears. You there, Red?
Yeah, man.
Oh, sorry, man.
No, that's all right. I can't really make a joke out of that because it's so serious. So I thought, I'm just going to be quiet so I don't put my foot in my mouth.
No, fair enough. Yeah, it did. It because it brought back memories for me. It's very. I think it would be very emotional for a lot of people just to front up how serious it is.
Yeah.
And it hit home for me because I had a similar experience myself. So it made me think of my personal experiences, which wow. And the way that it does that is amazing in itself. It's like, how did they do that? How did they do that to me? And absolutely brilliant. So anyway, the game, you're Henry, and you take a job out in, I can't remember exactly where it is. It's an actual, well, some of the names in the game are actual places.
Wyoming wilderness.
Oh, there you go. And basically it's a massive big forest, and it is your job to look out for fire. You are a Firewatch. So you've got your own lookout, and you communicate with who is apparently your boss via two-way radio. And that's where the game is. The game is in the two-way radio. You talk with this Delilah, who is your boss, and you can often choose different conversations, things that you want to say back to Delilah. Be quick, because if you take too long, you'll miss out your opportunity. You won't say anything, and she'll say, "Oh, not going to say anything about that, are you?" And you miss your opportunity there. Don't think that if you say something while she's talking, because you get the option early, you're not going to cut her off. It'll just slot it in. Yeah, so you won't miss out on that. It's quite good. And the relationship and the bond between Delilah and Henry is one of the best that I've ever seen in a video game. That's probably a bit of a spoiler.
Yeah, spoiler territory.
Just
for me, apparently.
I'll cut that out. I'll remove that part. All right, so that part was just removed because I don't want to spoil that. I want that to keep you guessing, I guess. But yeah, so the interaction that you have with Delilah over the two-way radio is amazing, with just conversation and the way that they talk to each other, and it just feels natural. It doesn't feel scripted, and there's all different ways that you can go about. So you might have different conversations than I have. It might, explore different things that I did as well. So it takes about 5 hours as well. So it's actually quite a short game. Also around that price point of about $30. But yeah, this game I enjoyed 100% for the story. The art style is pretty cool. The storyline carries the game, and I'm slowing down a bit here because I'm choosing my words. There's mystery that will carry you through the game if you like a good story. That's what carried me, was the mystery and the want to know, why is that happening? What is happening? How is that happening? And that carried me through to the end. I played it in one sitting. So, yeah, I must recommend Firewatch. The game that came from nowhere, as far as I'm concerned, and has caused great interest around the internet as well. I haven't heard a bad word about it. Pat Snoogans, he wrote up a bit of a review on it, aussiegamersexpress.com. You can check that out on there. I think he was very impressed with it as well. Yeah, that's Firewatch. You got any questions about Firewatch, Red?
No, not in general. No, because talking with Pat and talking with you, as we do in our personal gaming experiences, I've got a good grasp of the concept. I also subscribe on my YouTube account through PlayStation Access. They've also got the app on the PS4.
Yep.
So I heard about this was coming, and I'd seen a bit about it before it actually landed. The only thing that I really wanted to add, it was the development company's first, not the developer's first game, but it's done by Campo Santo, and That's made up of some of the original Telltale Walking Dead guys.
Yes, I remember you asking me about that, and I don't think any of that comes through. Maybe the storytelling, but yeah, it's not.
Well, the quality of storytelling and choice.
Yeah, but it doesn't resemble any of the Telltale games at all.
No, brilliant.
So
you'll do it this week. You're the king of the $30 basket. Every game that you run off today is $30.
Well, there you go. If you got $30, give one of the games a try.
So in the order that you rated them, that's your 3-1.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. All right. Well, I think that's about it. There's a game that we can't talk about that I did play, because that's under embargo till the 11th of March, but we'll get onto that one when that time comes. Forward to that. But other than that, I think we're finished with video game discussion. I think it's time to talk about some video game news.
Let's get amongst it.
Alright, first up in the news, which is play the demo, lower the price. Now, Red, what did you say? It's not Destiny or something?
Oh, well, what was your not your intro there, but when you were telling me, it's pay less, play more. And I went, it's not Destiny.
yeah, that's right. But it's quite an interesting thing here. Now, what I'm talking about is a marketing campaign that Frozen Byte, the creators of the Trine series, have got a new game coming out, and it's called Shadwin, which is a strange name, but I think it's just a mix-up of two words there. But they're trying to build hype for Shadwin with this new sort of community-involved pricing. So what they're doing is they're giving us, the community, the ability to reduce the final price of the game. Now, there's a playable demo currently on Steam, and the more people play it, the lower the price will be when it gets released.
Oh, yes, I see.
Now, at the time that we're recording, the current launch price is $32.8768911.
Yeah.
Hopefully they round that down somehow. And the community score is 135,120. And while I was typing that out, making my notes for that, it dropped about 0.5 cent. So what it is, there's a score for playing the demo, and the score at the end of your playthrough will get tallied up against everybody else's and added to the pool, and will eventually drop the price. Now, I've got a little bit more detail about that, but first, what is Shadwin? Shadwin is a stealth action game where the only rule is to remain unseen. So you need to stay hidden, or the ruthless guards will kill you on sight. Shadwin, an assassin on a quest to kill the king, has a chance to encounter with an orphaned girl. Her name's Lily. She follows you, Shadwin, on her dangerous journey, but when the ruthless guards get too close, Shadwin must take action right in front of Lily's eyes. It's a bit confronting. Will Shadwin risk the girl's budding trust by resorting to violence, or try and find another way while keeping her real purpose concealed? To kill or not to kill? That is the question. So that's the game. Sounds cool.
Yeah.
Kind of looks a little bit like that Styx game.
Ah, yeah, Master Thief or whatever it was.
Yeah, something like that. But it kind of looks like that gameplay-wise. But that's the game, and the way... This is their disclaimer. So hear this out. This is how the demo thing is going. The launch price is a permanent price with a launch discount. So the permanent price may be 10 to 20% higher than the launch price. So what I'm guessing is that whatever it gets lowered to is just going to be a special introductory price.
Yep.
So the launch price in other currencies is based on the US dollar and may vary slightly, blah, blah, blah. So ours will be $10, $20 more expensive. Frozen Byte reserves all rights to change the launch price and final price of the game. And the example given is in cases of technical failure, reverse engineering, data manipulation, fitting the launch price into the pricing matrix. What that basically means, if people hack the shit out of it and have like it automatically played or something like that and cheat, they're just going to change the price themselves. So no cheating, otherwise you'll ruin it for everyone. So the demo is available now, and it ends on Tuesday the 1st of March 2016, and that's Sydney based time at 5 a.m. So I've gone to the extent of transferring the actual time they gave to our time, and the full release of the game has just been scheduled for 2016, so I don't actually know when, but sometime this year. But yeah, it doesn't look too demanding. A lot of PCs should be able to play it. Red, your cardboard one might have half a chance. And yeah, the more you play it, the cheaper it's going to be on release. So I think that's pretty cool. I've started downloading it, so I'm going to give it a go and hopefully reduce the price by 0.0001 of a cent.
Nice.
There you go. Right, next up in my news, I've got the Xbox Live Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus free games for March 2016. Then I'll start off with the Xbox One games. The first one is Sherlock Holmes, Crime and Punishment, and that's going to be free for the whole month of March. And then from March 16th to April 15th, Lords of the Fallen will be free on the Xbox One. Now they're two pretty cool games, so the games on the Xbox Microsoft are giving out are getting really impressive, and sadly Sony are going the other way. The Xbox 360, you will nab yourself Supreme Commander 2, and that is free from March 1st till the 15th, and that is backwards compatible on the Xbox One, so you can play that on the Xbox One as well if you wish. Also, from the 16th of March to the 31st, Borderlands will be free on the Xbox 360, and that is also backwards compatible with the Xbox One. So that's 4 Xbox One games for you to play at some stage throughout the month of March. That's pretty neat, yeah?
3 of the 4 AAA quality. The Commander one I've not played. I've played the other 3, and they are all of a AAA standard.
Yep.
Bastards.
Yep, and backwards compatibility means you can play them all on your one if you have one. So that's pretty cool. Now, not as impressive, but the PlayStation 4 is going to get Broforce. That was the winner of the vote to play. That does look pretty cool. That's co-op, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. So that
well, yet to be determined whether it's network or local.
Yeah, right. I'm not sure about that. And Galaxy is on the PlayStation 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It doesn't look that great, though.
Yeah, it's on the store. It's been there for ages. It was a digital discount for the last 3 months. They obviously only sold 4 copies.
Giving it away now. For the PlayStation 3, you'll get Super Stardust HD and The Last Guy.
Really?
Yeah, it's not very impressive.
Not even a AAA on the PS3.
No, not at all. And for real excitement for Vita owners, you're going to get Flame Over and Reality Fighters.
Oh, wow. Flame Over's not even cross-buy sort of thing.
It doesn't say. So
that'd be fun, right?
Maybe not. Yeah. There you go. They're the free games for March 2016 on the Xboxes and the PlayStations. So, yeah, the Xbox is definitely on top there, I think, for March.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm sighing and I'm disappointed and stuff. And yeah, it's a free game's a free game, and I genuinely don't play a lot of the Plus games anymore. Now we've got a selection of games.
Yeah.
There was high demand. We were gagging every month for the first 6 months of the release of the console, going, "Oh, fuck it, just give us something new to play. We can't even buy a game, so just give us one," sort of thing. But
Yeah.
Kicking goals, man. Microsoft are fucking... What a selection. I know whether they've been charging for Live for longer, or whether their bank balance is bigger or whatnot, or whether Sony's saving money because they're working on VR. I don't know. There's probably 101 different reasons why there's a crap lineup, but yeah, I don't know. It's just a little bit disheartening that there's no parity with quality.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's still good games coming out that we can buy anyway.
Well, that's right, so that's why it's not so bad.
Yep. Alright, well that's them. Moving on to my last piece of news until we go into yours, Brad. Fallout 4 Season Pass price hike. Some people might have seen some news about that, and I've got a little bit more detail on it. So Bethesda has announced their content for their Season Pass, but it comes with a little sting, which always hurts. I've got a little bit of detail here. Automatron will be out in March 2016, and here's a blurb on it. The mysterious mechanist, whatever that word is, has unleashed a horde of evil robots into the Commonwealth, including the devious Robo-Brain. Hunt them down and harvest their parts to build and mod your own custom robot companion. Sounds cool. Choose from hundreds of mods mixing limbs, armor, abilities and weapons like the all-new lightning chain gun. Even customize their paint schemes and choose their voices. So that's we're going to be the first piece there called Automatron in March, so very soon. The next one, which will be in April, Wasteland Workshop. With the Wasteland Workshop, design and set cages to capture live creatures, from raiders to deathclaws, tame them or have them face off in battle, even against your fellow settlers. The Wasteland Workshop also includes a suite of new design options for your settlements like Nixie tube lighting, letter kits, taxidermy and more. What are you laughing at?
For your sediments.
Settlements! Whatever.
Preston.
And in May of 2016 we'll be getting one called Far Harbor. And here's the little blurb on it. A new case from Valentine's Detective Agency leads you on a search for a young woman and a secret colony of synths. Travel off the coast of Maine to the mysterious island of Far Harbor, where higher levels of radiation have created a more feral world. Navigate through the growing conflict between the synths, the children of Atom, and the local townspeople. Will you work towards bringing peace to Far Harbor, and at what cost? Far Harbor features the largest landmass for an add-on that we've ever created, filled with new faction quest settlements, lethal creatures and dungeons. Become more powerful with new higher level armor and weapons. The choices are all yours. So
that sounds more like DLC.
Yeah, that sounds like a good expansion actually, so that'll be cool. And that'll be coming in May, so there's a little bit of a wait for that, but we've got a couple coming before it to tie us over. But here's the sting. Bethesda told us that the content is much more value than the original price of $44.95 for the season pass. So as of the 1st of March 2016, the price will be increased. I haven't been able to find a solid source for the Australian pricing, but with a direct conversion from the US price, it will be around the $70 or $80 Australian mark. This is nearly double the current price for the season pass, so if you want to buy it now, you will get all of the content at the lower price. The price hike kicks off 1st of March 2016, so there you go. If you are interested in it, it's currently $44.95. I picked it up last night to make sure I got it on time. At the time that this podcast is available, you're going to have a day or two.
Yep.
So if you're hearing this and it's still February and you want it, go and get it before it's $80.
Oh no, February. Oh, we got 29 days this month, so 4 days from today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You got to do it Monday.
Yeah. There you go. All right, well, that's it for my news. Red, give us what you got, buddy.
Rightio. So across at our YouTube channel, that you should already be subscribed to, mind you. You'll see Luke and the boys have just played Insurgency.
Yep.
That's that very hard, more realistic CS:GO-like first-person shooter. And that's brought to you. That's from a Source engine. Correct. Now it's going to get upgraded and be created in the Unreal Engine.
Ooh.
And come to consoles, our current generation consoles and PC platforms, and it's going to be called Insurgency Sandstorm.
Okay.
So not only is it multiplayer, and they're probably going to try and crack the esports scene, but good luck with that. Mm-hmm. But it's going to feature a story mode.
Oh, all right.
And that's going to be set during the 2003 Iraq invasion.
Nice.
And at the moment, the only co-op confirmed is split screen.
That's not
at
good.
The moment.
Yeah, that'll change. It'd have to.
Yeah, you'd think so. But it's not going to be released until 2017. So they've got 13, 14 months left to go. But I still thought it was quite relevant, given that you just played Insurgency, and anything that's pretty much these days done in Unreal Engine comes up pretty spiffy.
Yeah. And that game's already quite good in Source.
Yeah, exactly. from everything I've seen your videos, when I found out you guys were playing it, I checked it out on YouTube and everything like that. It's something I could get into, especially if it's got a co-op campaign like the old bloody Call of Duties and Modern Warfare from the PS1, PS2. That'd be seriously cool, and with a little bit of factual history in amongst it. Oh, it'd be propaganda because they're not going to tell the story from the hierarchy side of point of view.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, we haven't had a World War II game for ages. It's just Call of Duty and Battlefield have just pushed on into the future sort of thing. So it'd be good to have something of the real world feel to it. It'd probably open a lot of people's eyes to actually what did go on.
Yeah.
But
I like it. Cool.
look forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
All right, another one of our personal favourites from our childhood. Not Stunt Driver. Fucking oath, you blew my mind last night when we started talking about Stunt Driver on the old bloody computer, the 486.
Yep.
There's another family favourite, family-friendly car racing game coming to consoles this year. Carmageddon. And if that doesn't already excite you, then you need to look into Carmageddon, because it was not only blood-filled, but it was controversy left, right and centre, because when you were racing, you either won the race in order to win the race, or you destroyed everyone else. And not only did you have those constraints, you also had a time constraint. And if you wanted to add more time to your clock, you ran over people. And then that got slashed and cut and hurt, and everyone got butt hurt over it, and then it became cows and aliens.
Yeah.
I am very proud to sit back and tell you now that you are going to be able to run down pedestrians in wheelchairs and mobility scooters, cyclists, bears, and aliens.
It's going to be R, right?
Oh, fucking hope so.
Fuck, that's terrible and fantastic.
That's
Wheelchairs?
Eh?
Wheelchairs.
Wheelchairs and mobility scooters. Oh, get the gimp.
See, do you make that higher points because it's more of a faux pas, or do you make it less points?
That's right.
But then they're easier to hit.
That's right.
So is it less points for that reason?
Oh, well. So it's going to be named Carmageddon Max Damage, and Max Damage is actually the character that was on the original, the bald guy with the scars with the steering wheel. He was actually the original character. That's the original red car that you got.
Yeah.
Developed by Stainless Games. They were behind last year's Carmageddon Reincarnation. This will feature 33 vehicles, 16 maps, career, multiplayer, and action replay modes.
Awesome.
So it sounds like it's just going to be a whole lot of taboo fun again. I can remember how bad it was, how bad people reacted to running over people. Like, these were pixelated people. Like, they didn't have real families, you know, and they weren't carrying babies, for fuck's sake. But you used to fucking mess them up.
Chunks of meat.
Yeah. So coming this year.
Awesome. That's cool, man.
So I was probably a little bit misleading with my headline saying PlayStation 4 to get a little bit more holy, but it was a whole play on the words for God, obviously. So we're going to get a few more gods on the PS4, other than myself and Luke when we log on. But Smite, the free-to-play third-person MOBA.
Yep, that's on the Xbox One, I think.
It's on the Xbox One, correct? Yes. So it's coming to PlayStation 4.
Right.
So the mythological themed free-to-play third-person MOBA started on the PC in 2013, released Xbox One last year, is now pushing for a March release date on the PS4.
Nice. I'd like a new free-to-play game that'll be good, so I'll give that a go again.
Once again, the words are thrown up in the air, esports and rah. I'm not really sure how the MOBA-style games on a console are going to translate to an esport. I think that's always going to remain keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, probably.
And it's always going to be League of Legends.
Well, yeah.
So, just the last little bit of additional news. Players can get a beta key by purchasing a Founders Pack of in-game unlocks for US $30 at the moment. So, another beta-sized incentive for money.
Cool.
So if that's your thing, look forward to it. I look forward to trying it. I look
Yeah,
forward to trying it with you.
Yeah, I will, for sure.
Because I tried to run, what was the last MOBA I tried to run? The Blizzard one. Whatever that one was.
Shitstorm? Heroes of the Storm?
That's it. And it melted my computer and turned it off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Oh, she's all good. There we go. That's my news for this week.
Alright, then I think that only leaves What's That Sound and your shout and last word. So let's do What's That Sound?
Yes, I'll see if I can pull this one out of my ass.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Okay, so last week, What's That Sound, we don't have any winners for. I think they're getting a little bit too hard for people. This week's going to be a little bit easier because I'm that kind of guy. I like people
You're easy.
to win shit. And I'm easy, yeah. You can get into my pants with the click of a mouse button. Alright, so, sorry, last week's What's That Sound was, Red, you got it. Do you remember what it was?
Metroid?
It was the death sound from the game Metroid, that's right.
Oh, that's orbing out. Yeah, not orbing in.
Yeah. Actually, where is it? I've lost it. Let me bring it up for you in a moment. Okay.
Because there was a pregnant pause there. I was waiting for you to go, you're wrong, or meow meow, and then you go, what the fuck, how'd you get that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this was last week's sound. There you go. So that's the dying in Metroid. All right. If you want to hear this week's sound, have a listen. You don't need me to play that again, do you? Yes.
Thought so.
Absolutely. Well done. I told you it was going to be easier this week. And you know what? Even though it's an easy one, for the first person that sends their answer to the Aussie Gamers Express Facebook page and gives me the answer, I'm going to give away that Captain America plushie toy thing. It's not small. It's like the size of it. I'm just comparing the size to itself. I don't know. What's it the
About
size
22
of?
centimetres.
Yeah, I guess.
Standing. If it's the same size as my Iron Man plushie that you gave
It
me.
is, yeah.
Yeah, it's about 20 centimetres, 22 centimetres standing.
It actually says on it, 18 centimetre plush toy.
Oh, there you go. I was just looking at mine. It was sitting there, and I took a guess.
Does yours still have the tag on it, Red?
Yep.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. It says, please remove all packaging before giving to children. And
Fuck
I gave
you,
it...
can I just look at it? Yes, I got my play. Oh, I love my Iron Man. You know how to get to my heart. I like it.
Outer polyester filling, polyester fibres suitable for all ages, keep away from fire. Really? I wanted to burn it and still play with it.
You know, yeah.
Alright,
And reenact fucking scenes from Civil War.
that's it.
I'm going to get someone to enter that competition so I can have a Civil War bloody...
I'll check the IP address.
No.
Here's this week's What's That Sound again, just so you don't have to hit rewind. There you go. It's a nice easy one for a change. If you know what that is, as I said, send us the answer to the Facebook page. If you're the first one, you're going to get the Captain America prize sent out to you. You do have to have an Australian postal address. We won't be sending these overseas, unfortunately, so sorry about that. That's it for What's That Sound. Red, let's go on. Let's go to the pub. Your shout.
Let's go to the pub. My shout. Look, I cheated. I cheated again, but it does need to be mentioned. I did scroll past the post and see our top contributors of the week, and I don't do it every week, but sometimes our top contributors really do need to be acknowledged, and I know at least 2 of the 3 listen to the show, so I will go make a note in there so the guys get a notification from the actual post that they get a shout in this week's podcast, so they can hear me go, oh guys, thank you. Jesus. But Martin Creamers again, thank you, the winner of our mouse. He hasn't just stopped following us because he won a competition, or he didn't just jump on board to win a competition. I know he's been there before, during and after that competition was run, so very well-deserved winner, and thanks for your constant support. Matthew Cole, that's a new one. That's a new name up on the list. I haven't had too many conversations with this man before or come across too many comments on posts, so hopefully this is a newie, and he's just jumped on board and he's enjoying the ride. Kevin Wyborn, we've had plenty of conversations in the past, mate. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your contribution. Andrew Roy, submitted an opinion piece yesterday for a bit of freelance writing, and I went through it and done what Luke does for me and just fixed a couple of bits and pieces here. I didn't change any words or anything really. I tried to keep it his own product, but that's available at the Aussie Gamers Express. It's on Don Bradman Cricket, and in relation to his relatively new experiences with it. And last but not least, we need to give a big shout out to Pat. He's probably got, besides The Last of Us Platinum, probably the hardest Platinum of the year so far that any of us have achieved. And that was Fallout 4. So big congratulations to you, big gun, and you make us proud.
Good on you, Pat, and you did it with 9 toes.
So yeah,
Awesome.
thanks for the ongoing support. I can't name everyone every week, but you know who you are.
Fantastic. Thanks for that, Red. And last words. I've got a couple of last words here that I want to just mention. First of all, it isn't ready at the moment, but it should be ready by the time this podcast goes to air. But we're going to have a 3D print giveaway from ALP Creative. Now, these guys have a online store with on Etsy, which if you head across to the Facebook Aussie Gamers Express Facebook page, there'll be a link up there with a giveaway. Now, and the giveaway is awesome. So I've got a few bits and pieces that I'm going to give away, which have been made by 3D printing and painting, etc. Now, these are they're like the test pieces. So I just want to mention they're probably not going to be as schmicko as the final products that you would actually buy from the store. They were just the tester pieces there, but they're going to be given away to a couple of our community members. So they're from Fallout 4. So I've got a Pip-Boy. I've got a
Full size?
Yeah, full size, 100%. So full size Pip-Boy.
Yeah.
There is a Fusion Core. Is that what they're called?
They're going back in the power armor.
Yep. So Fusion Core. There's a bunch of bottle caps, and I'm forgetting and a Nuka-Cola bottle as well. So they're all going to be individually given away to the winners of the giveaway. And as all of the terms and conditions haven't been finalised as yet, I can only tell you roughly, it's going to be something along the lines of, like and share the post and tag a mate, and then your names will go into a hat and be drawn out, and you're the winner. And same again, you have to be from Australia or have an Australian postal address to win. So that'll be up on the page. It should be up by now, just with all the timing and all that sort of stuff. But that's really cool. There'll be a link to his store as well, the 3D printing ALP Creative online store, and they're reasonably priced too. So
yes.
Go to our Facebook page, click on the link, and have a look at their stuff. You might want to buy some. It's perfect for cosplay. There's a lot of cosplay gear in there, like where they're all 100% like full size stuff that you can buy for cosplaying. And the pricing is very reasonable. For me, I love this stuff, not for cosplaying. I don't do a lot of cosplaying myself, but I love the ornamental value of them.
Yeah, knickknacks, man.
Yeah.
Every boy needs his toys.
I just love being surrounded by this stuff. Like, I don't ever do anything with them, but I just love having them around. It just gives me a good aura or something. I don't know, it's weird, but yeah, so they're pretty cool. It'll be I'm really looking forward to giving them away. It'll make some people happy, and be good to get some Aussies across to the actual online store for ALP Creative to purchase some of his stuff there. Also, in my last words, in the last week, I strangely, considering my usual opinion of PCs and having expensive video cards and stuff like that, I went and bought myself a new video card.
Yay.
I got myself a GTX 970.
And it come with a garage and a Falcon.
It was that. It should have for the price. But yeah, apparently that's like 1 or 2 away from the Titan, which is the be-all and end-all of these things. So I bought like a ballsy video card. I have made an unboxing video and an installation video. It's very time-consuming making this one, but that video will be up on YouTube as soon as I finish it. I'm not sure exactly when it'll be up, but it'll be there. Just check out the YouTube channel. It'll be posted on Facebook as well. It is the bomb, man. I've played the most labour-intensive games that I have on my PC, like the Phantom Pain, Just Cause 3, Batman Arkham Origins. I've tried all these games out and I play them all easy, minimum 60 frames a second. Batman Arkham Origins played at like 75, 80 frames a second, and that's outputting to 3 screens.
That's crazy.
It is amazing. So that's a very powerful video card. It's the Asus GeForce GTX 970, and they come with a couple of free games too, which makes the price bugger all. If you take away the value of those 2 games that I got with it, it's a $300 video card. Brilliant.
Let's go.
And my PC was already boss anyway, so all the rest of the components are all there, so it was quite good. There was a little bit of issues that we ran into doing it, but thank God I had Jason around, and that'll be all noted in the video that I create. So that's my last word. Red, have you got any last words?
The most heartfelt one I can come up with would be, thanks for having me again this week, Cobber.
Oh, that's all right, man. Anytime.
Yeah, we probably went 4 or 5 days where we couldn't even get a tin can, a bit of string work, and because of your busy, hectic lifestyle and your family commitments. But it's been an absolute pleasure spending the morning with you and the gaming last night. That was fucking fun.
Yeah, well, we'll do it again tonight. Don't you worry about that. It is good to be back in a little bit more free time. That's kind of busy still, but I'll make more time now. But
and the last word. I've got one more.
Oh, go ahead.
Because it's a compliment for you.
I'm happy to hear it.
We were sitting back talking the other day because we're doing a bit of ranked play in Siege, and Nick turns around and goes, "Oh fuck, we need to get Luke in there." I said, "Yeah, that'd be good fun." He goes, "That dude's intel is fucking second to none. You'd think he could literally talk a SWAT team through a bloody armed robbery. Hold up." He goes, he doesn't always get his shots online, and he'll tell you that himself. That's not a knock. He goes, "Well, I'm not taking the piss." He's like me. He fucking stresses out. There's 3 people. You shoot right in between them, sort of thing. But you throw a drone in there, man. You're like a 6th player. It's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
so that needs to be noted.
Thank you, but yeah, that's where I know my strengths are. I'm not very good with taking down enemies and stuff like that, but I can feed back some intel. I enjoy that too, because you're getting stuff done. Like, as much as, like, if I go in there and try to be the assault guy, I'm just going to be disappointed. If I stick to my strengths and I help the team, it's rewarding.
Yeah, what you need to do is you need to pick Ash or Glaz, because they've got long range abilities. Obviously, one's a sniper and the other can breach from a distance.
Yep.
And then you get your camera in there, and if you see someone, you give an intel, you go, "Oh fuck, he's at the window," where you can flip out your sniper rifle, take a shot, and at least then we can all fucking point our fire at where you're firing. And so I'm looking forward to, hopefully in the next week or so, just getting you in for a couple of ranked matches.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll do that with you for sure.
Brilliant.
Oh, that's tops. Thanks for that. Thanks for the recognition. Thanks to Nico as well. Nice comments.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. We've had our last words as well as our last words, and I don't think I have any last words. So I think maybe that's the end of the show. So
hang on. Did you want to welcome the new reviewer?
We have a new review member and an admin team on our admin team, Deb Ramutha. Is it Ramutha?
I don't know.
I think
no idea.
Well, this is the first time I've actually said it out loud. I've seen it in text.
Yeah, you read it, you just associate.
Yeah, that's right. You see it and go, okay, that's a word. Fantastic. Ramutha. I'm going to go with that until I'm corrected. Ramutha has joined our team, and oh my God, the girl can write a review. Have you read?
Cook a steak, make a sandwich, and do the dishes.
Oh, Red. I can't wait till she has a conversation with you. We've got to get her on the show, and you guys are going to have to nut it out.
Oof.
Or one of you will quit.
Yeah, oof. We'll revisit that at a later date.
Have you read her reviews, man?
A review. I read the Division 1.
Man, that's good. They're doing that fantastic.
Yeah.
Don't
Absolutely.
get jealous.
I'm not jealous.
I still love your work, Red, and you're fantastic too.
Thank you. Now that's cleared up. I'm still happy to be here then.
You're my number one reviewer named Red.
Thank you. Got a few in the pipeline line actually.
You do, and I look forward to them. They'll be great. But yes, welcome, Ramutha. We're happy to have you, and my apologies if your name is not Ramutha, but it is now.
Got him. Sorry.
Good on. Oh,
That's it?
had a comment, thought about it, no longer going to say it. So instead...
Text it me, I'll say it.
Nah. Thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll catch us again next week. I've been LewkOne.
And I've been Red.
Oh, Red with a groan. Lovely.
Hey?
This week's show has sadly come to an end. Be sure to search for Aussie Gamers Express on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, iTunes, and just about every other social network known to man. If you have any snail mail you want to send us, shoot it over to P.O. Box 130, Cranebrook 2749. Catch you all next time on the Aussie Gamers Express Video Game Podcast.